There are many things in my mind that are crystal clear about this case. You are no hero, you abused your position, and you're a charlatan who used and is still using your prior position in office to peddle a snake oil that's been proven to be junk time and time again.
That was very satisfying. On Thursday, former Colorado election official Tina Peters was shredded to pieces by District Judge Matthew Barrett as he sentenced her to 8.5 years in prison. And Peters desperately tried to avoid prison time with it's an amazing excuse, which we will get to later. You're gonna love it. But before we get to that, let's talk about who she is and what she did. Peters, who served as the Mesa County clerk, was a huge believer in the big lie and was actually the first pro-Trump election official to be convicted for crimes related to the stolen election conspiracy. Specifically, she was convicted for stealing a fellow county employee's security badge and using it to give an unauthorized man access to one of the county's Dominion voting machines. That man was attempting to prove evidence of voter fraud, and the data he stole from the machines was posted online and later ended up in the hands of none other than Mike Lindell. This is reporting from The Hill. At trial, prosecutors said Peters, a Republican, was seeking fame and became fixated on voting problems after becoming involved with those who had questioned the accuracy of the presidential election results. Peters remained defiant during the trial, but also made this unbelievable plea for mercy. Take a look at this.
I'm very taken back by how awful I've been depicted when I was just trying to do my job. The people expected me to do. I've often said God doesn't like people messing with his kids. And I believe I'm a child of God. And I believe that it was important for someone to stand up. And I chose to do that. I have health problems that would not be treatable in the Department of Corrections. First of all, I need a magnetic mattress. I've been on that since 1995. I was in 2 rear-end collisions in 84 and 2010. It was pretty severe. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. I don't know if you can zoom in a little bit, and chronic fatigue as a result. And I had to stop working for the airlines in 1995. I was up all night because I was in bed all day. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't control these symptoms until I got, believe it or not, a magnetic mattress of which I still sleep on.
Believe it or not, the magnetic mattress is the answer to all of her health problems. And unfortunately, she probably won't be able to get that magnetic mattress while she is in prison for cheating democracy. But the way that she sees it, even after going through a trial and everything, she is still the victim. She's still the one who was just trying to do her job and save democracy and do what's best for the people. And, the judge just wasn't buying it. I can't say that I blame him. Mondale, what do you make of this?
Isn't it funny how Republicans in the court always evoke Jesus? The God's come save him. Like, don't mess with me. God's gonna come get me. Well, God should get you something to support that back while you're in prison, because you're definitely going. And you're right, your health problems cannot be diagnosed or treated in prison because your health problems are insanity, white supremacy. This idea of this lust of power is her problem. And I'm super excited about this and this diagnosis and this letter that probably came from Donald Trump's doctor himself, who's a member of Mar-a-Lago, does not impress this judge. And I love that he called out all the descriptions of Trump: charlatan, abuser of power, and snake oil salesman, to describe this person, because it is absolutely true that we need to hold these people feet to the fire, just as this judge did, and do not fall for this and do not muddy the water. These people are not victims. These people are crooks. They're not hostages in jails and in prisons. These are people who try to tear down democracy and were willing to do something that we've done that made us different than any other democracy in this country: peacefully transfer power. In this world, peacefully transfer power without violence. And we didn't see that in January 6th because of people like her. So rest well, sister, rest well on your metal bed.
So God doesn't like people messing with his kids, but apparently he likes people messing with voting machines. That's her logic.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit worried about her because she has such an enormous entitlement complex. And so she thinks God loves her more than others and she's a special child of God, etc. So I don't think she realizes she's going to prison for about a decade. And when she gets there, they should be careful and put her on suicide watch. Because when God doesn't lift her, the ceiling up and lift her up into the sky and put her back on her magnetic bed, she's gonna be shocked. And I think a lot of these folks, they think that they're entitled to mess with the voting machines and cheat and do all these things because they say, well, I think that somebody told me, a pillow guy and a God guy told me that Trump is the greatest thing on earth, and so we had to mess with the voting machines so the Democrats wouldn't. Okay, look, but in the real world, that's a significant crime. And no, the Democrats didn't do it, you did. You know why? There's overwhelming evidence. That's why you're going to prison for about 9 years. So, I mean, look at the entitlement in, well, I got a problem with going to jail, Your Honor, or prison, because I need my very specific mattress. Oh, do you? Yeah, Mondale, are there a lot of African Americans that demand of the judges that they get special mattresses in prison? And are the judges always accommodating of that?
Always. Every black man that's ever been locked up in America slept on a My Pillow from Mike Lindell and a sleep top mattress. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't even occur to, and not just black folks, but poor and middle class folks to even ask for something like that when you're about to go to jail for a decade, right? But she's so filled with entitlement as a right winger that she's like, okay, now here's my list of demands for the prison. Sister, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, she's also not important enough to make those kinds of demands. She's just an election worker who did something very illegal. And it is interesting how there's all this betting stuff going on, right? You have Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy, and you have this electromagnetic mattress that I'm not even sure what it does. I looked it up and I couldn't really find it. They say that the static electric magnetic field impacts your body somehow. I don't know.
Oh,
and then
wait,
there's also a one.
Yes, are you
that
saying that it might be a conspiracy? No.
I'm saying it might be a bit of a scam.
No, this woman fell for a scam. I can't believe it. I thought for sure it was going to protect her from the 5G she got in the vaccine.
Yeah.
No, guys, you guys getting it all wrong. This is a bed made specifically by Disney for Magneto. This is Magneto's bed.
Oh my goodness. Well, if that guy's involved, then it's legit. So
you maybe, okay, I have one last theory, guys. I'm sorry. Maybe that's why she didn't take the vaccine. I don't know if she did or didn't. Because if she did, boom, she sticks to the magnetic bed and we're done. She can't ever get up.
Or she would, her body would not be able to handle it. All the metal from the vaccine and the magnetic bed, I don't think it would react very well. So maybe for her, it was better to not get vaccinated in her very, very specific special circumstances.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.